The Wood Stove Sessions are brought to you by Kinden's Bakery, located at 151 Main Street, Lewisport, Newfoundland. By Music NL, motivated by a vision of music cultivated at home and celebrated everywhere. Le Gabotour, Newfoundland and Labrador's French language newspaper. And the Citadel House, where music comes to be heard.
So we are with the band, Dandelion Few, in the hot seat, which isn't quite as hot as it could be. Come back in February, it'll be nice and warm for you. How long has it been since you were playing here? Like it's been about 5 years or
7 years? 2019.
2019.
6 years.
6 years. Yeah.
I knew it was pre-COVID.
Yeah, COVID was one of those things I'm sure every artist and venue has experienced it, where it took a lot of people, a fair bit of time just to, kind of get back out on the road with things.
Yeah.
So this is our first tour across the island since 2019.
This is the first
Yeah.
tour?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Okay, so where have you been playing since? Mainly in St. John's?
Yeah, and in Ireland a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But other than that, yeah, it's mostly town.
Okay, and I should have asked this earlier, actually, but explain to people the band, like the group. You're not native-born Newfoundlander.
No, I'm not.
But you're from where every Newfoundlander wants to be from. Right?
Okay, yeah. So I'm from Ireland myself, and Tiffany.
I'm from Upper Gullies.
Upper Gullies.
Yeah.
Well, so you're where every Newfoundlander wants to be from. No?
Yeah. But we met in Ireland and started to write together. I basically told him about the RPM challenge because that wasn't known in Ireland, and we decided to try our hand at writing a RPM, and which most of that, bar one or two songs, became our first album.
Soon after that, we decided that we'd make the move to move over here for 2 years.
Yeah.
That was 2018. So that's going well. Living here, it's kind of, we're just from here now. We're more associated with here than we are with anywhere else, and that is absolutely fine. It's great.
That's really interesting because typically the lore, in my mind, the folk myth is that, or I suppose it's a myth, is that Ireland is where all things creative begin, right?
Well, we did begin there.
Yes, and still continue, and they flower and flourish, and especially the use of the language and the music, and I mean, the group is like the new definition of a traditional Irish Newfoundland music, right?
Yeah.
So I find it fascinating and encouraging that you would say that Newfoundland is a strong artistic community.
Oh yeah.
We like to say we are, but it's nice to have that confirmed.
Yeah, Ireland is, there's very few periods in time like where Ireland itself hasn't been a thriving place of the arts,
Yeah.
But it's also not uncommon for Irish folks to also not be fully accepted in the place where they're from. Like Samuel Beckett, Oscar Wilde, James. I'm not putting myself on a pedestal with those guys, but it's a thing, it's okay to go away for a while, and Newfoundland it's even in respect to the whole Canadian scene. I've spoken to lots of folks from the mainland and far across Canada who, whenever they step foot here, they kind of get hit in the face with the sheer level of talent here.
Yeah.
That keeps on going. It's not stopping.
Yeah.
Every year you go to Fred's Records and Tony in there, he's like, here's the albums that I'm expecting this year, and here's the stuff that's just been out in the last few months, and it's just bangers every year. Yeah. It's consistent.
So you would place yourself in the folk music categories, I would assume. Is that correct?
I hope so.
Yeah. Excuse me. Modern folk, for sure.
We are contemporary folk, of course, at our core, but also I kind of struggle with the idea of being in a box like that, if you say folk.
Oh yes.
Actually, it's one of the things. There's a lot of folks that they hear my accent and they know where I'm from and they hear the word folk, they automatically mean that they hear trad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we're not really a traditional music or Newfoundland band. We write a lot of, we write all of our material, and if we're, you know, and a lot of that music kind of comes from very much of an introspective perspective kind of thing, you know. We try to be as creative and kind of experimental with the way that we write.
So I was talking earlier, you released, I mean, within folk circles, it's a recent release. You're just within the past year of a new project. Is that being well received? Or?
Yes, yeah, we've been touring it about, A Verse and Sound.
Yeah.
We're almost on the year mark of that. It was released on September 15th. It's just it's an EP, so it's a smaller scale kind of a thing. Was it 6 songs on there? 5 technically.
Yeah.
But it seems to be received well. We've been playing the songs for a while, and it was really nice to just get it on a physical medium. Thank you.
Yeah.
Relating back to that whole idea of like kind of struggling with the idea of being pigeonholed as one thing.
Okay.
So like going through like each track, we chose a different production method and sonic approach and writing approach to each particular song. So we very much paid a lot more attention to atmosphere and the ideas of like the dissonance and the poetics of the entire thing, you know.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a departure from our last 2. Well, I would say each one of them is distinct unto itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a lot of folks who've kind of come to see our live shows over the past while, Tiffany and I, we are the core of the Dandelion Few, and that's. But because as artists, like in our own right, we take a lot of joy in collaboration, like with other players too. So we've been on tour, like with our longtime bass player Pete. Since then, we've also, you know, expanded the band into like a full rhythm section, and everybody's a of course, instrumentalist. So if whatever way that we're feeling on a particular night, if we want to bring it up or if we want to bring it down, if we want to make it fuzzy or completely acoustic. We've been kind of ebbing and flowing just with whatever feeling or vibe we're feeling on the night.
Okay.
Because a big kind of aspect of what we kind of like to achieve is it's not just about the songs. Whenever you're in a live setting, you're not just like playing your music and hoping for the best. It's all about finding a connection. You're trying to connect with whoever's in the room.
I think it's interesting that each project seems to be very consciously a stepping stone to the next, to the next, to the next. Okay, that's in my opinion very smart, very wise. Because it's very easy to get into a cycle. It seems of I'm going to record this, it comes out, and well, now what do I do, right? And so things are everything is done in a vacuum or in a bubble, right? And so the context, it becomes very difficult to push that stone a little farther each time because it's kind of, you don't quite know where it's headed. So it's very good that there's always, in my opinion, a stepping stone to the next place, right?
Yeah, a lot of times when we're playing, like we've been playing the songs of the current EP for a long time and then released it, but now that those songs are out, we've been playing unreleased songs in our gigs. So we're always aware of that kind of. It's like an introduction to what's coming next in our performances. And we find it nice because then by the time the stuff comes out, the audiences are familiar with it.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's all of those things, and also sometimes we just kind of get bored waiting for like, okay, you know, like whenever you're like releasing a thing, you have to plan it out.
Yes.
And I really don't like this. All that, you know, like, it has to be done, but it's like your project is done and you're just waiting for the time, the set date to release it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm an artist. I want to write things. I'm not going to stop just because there's a timeline of things.
Yeah.
And sometimes, by the time a piece of music or a record is released, you might have played through those songs 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with, like, in the space of you recording it to releasing it, for it to evolve in a live setting, because that's the most natural thing for art to happen, especially in music. You know. So sometimes we kind of like to be like, how about we just mess around with this a bit?
Okay.
And you know, it's okay to arrange things differently. It's also at shows, it's kind of good to introduce kind of other songs to audiences just to see how they go down, to get yourself another feel of what things you want to rearrange within songs. But that's what music is. It's a live thing, and it's an ever-growing thing, you know.
So, have you been able to take advantage of touring in Ireland or from that to Europe?
Not yet.
No. And you're working towards that, or?
Oh yes,
hoping to do
definitely.
that.
I think we've been kind of scheming over the last couple of years just to try, like, very much to try to stay ahead of things. Like, I mean, you know, in order, you know, to tour at all, you have to be kind of thinking almost like at least a year, of course, in advance.
Yes.
Minimum.
Yeah.
So we've got some things that we're kind of planning behind the scenes.
Yeah.
We've got it's kind of funny that we've been spending a lot of time with the songs of the EP of Verse and Sound. But we've also been playing a lot of, as Tiffany said, like a lot of unreleased material as well.
Yeah.
Just because we can.
Yeah.
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 You know.
Well, are you looking for an agent in Europe or Ireland or?
Always.
It's
So-
a lot to undertake as a self-managed band. I mean, we're also, besides Ireland, even before that, I mean, we would love to tour Atlantic Canada, you know?
Yeah.
And we've yet to do that. And the planning ahead is, you know, there's so much on the go. And then we both also have day jobs as well. So, like this week and last week with all the tour and stuff going on, it's like we haven't had a minute, but it's all worth it in the end. It's just that it's a lot to take on, you know?
If you have the day job, it's 2 full-time jobs.
Yeah, it really is,
True,
especially if you're trying to plan so far in advance, and then you make contacts. And like we have been meeting folks along the way, and we're like looking to pair up with folks, you know, out in Halifax and PEI, and we're thinking Atlantic Canada next, and maybe like some of the East Coast mainland, like Ottawa. We played with folks from Ottawa there recently that came here.
Yeah, we've, you know, I think it's a very important thing. It's not just about kind of going to play in these kind of other cities. I think any Newfoundland-based artist can attest to the fact that although it is a great place to write and be creative, it can also be challenging to get off the island and very expensive at times. So making connections in other kind of musical hotspots like Halifax, PEI, Montreal and Ottawa, everybody's trying to get to the same thing. Everybody wants to support each other.
Yeah, okay.
And there are friends there. Sometimes there are friends who are yet to be made, and I think that's a really a realistic way to look at it, you know.
Yeah.
Speaking to some rep, and being like, ideally, what we'd be looking for is a booking agent, and they're like, okay, yeah, and it's like, but no booking agent will look at you unless you have all the gigs. And I was like, okay, but like you don't have the gigs because you don't have a booking agent.
I know.
And I was like, we just like, oh guys, you know.
It's like a bank won't give you a loan unless you don't need it.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
It seems really frustrating. It's a Sisyphean task, right? There's just you just cannot seem to get ahead of it. Sometimes
it can be a frustrating thing, and it's one of the things. Like I've been playing music since, like, in a live setting in some shape or form since I was 11. So again, and I've seen many different aspects of it. I've also seen how it's something that is continually growing within itself.
Yeah.
And one year you'll be told, "Here, you need to do all these things.
Yeah.
You have to do these things." And then the following years, like, "Oh no, these are the things you have to do."
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there was a one time I remember being in a conference thing and somebody saying, "Oh, if you don't have Twitter, if you don't have Twitter, you're not doing anything." And I'm like, I was like, I don't believe that for a second.
Yeah.
And look what happened there.
I think it was at the ECMAs in 2010. Where somebody said, if you're not on Facebook, you don't even exist. It's like, well, I had a one-on-one with her, and I said, I'm one of those guys that doesn't exist.
Yeah. Do you know what? Like we have a presence on social media, but also we have a presence face to face.
Yes, that's right.
I think it is so easy for artists across the board, whether you're a musical artist, a visual artist, or any kind of a creative, to get bogged down in listening to what everybody says you have to do.
Yeah.
That stops you from creating.
And one of the things is within this industry, people who are there's people who are extremely confident about things, and they're one of those very compelling, charismatic individuals usually. So they can sway a room. So you go from X. Well, there you go. X is the thing to be on. You must be doing this. To don't do that. It's this, right? And it can change in a very short period of time, right?
Yeah.
So you have to find. I mean, obviously you have to connect to your audience, but how do you go about doing that is, I think, something that's unique. We are creative people, so you should maybe find a creative way to do it. I'm not. I'm not advocating anything. I don't know how to. I've not found an answer to it.
Yeah.
It's individual.
Yeah.
And with regards to like content, I mean, you're always this expectation, like TikTok or whatever, that we're always told these days, like make content, have content on the, like nearly having it, a catalog of it in advance.
Yeah.
But I think there's a nice thing about having a mystery of not knowing everything about someone. Like, back in the day, it's just whatever you read in the magazine about your superheroes.
I was going to say there was a time in the 70s that there was all the allure was that sense of mystery.
Yeah.
And now it's turned into, this is what I'm having for breakfast. Look at my eggs, right? It's turned into something very
I've
different.
seen some Newfoundland artists on TikTok, and they're like, come with me and I'll show you what I do in a day.
Yeah.
As a creator, and it's like, oh, like it's just so much, and people love it, but there's no mystery left. Not that I need it to be a secrecy or anything, but I don't know. I struggle with the, like how much of yourself do you give over, publicly?
Yeah.
And not that I want, it's not, well, it wouldn't be gatekeeping, but how much you keep to you know?
Yeah. I struggle with it at times because even in the last month to the last 6 months, the last 12 months, the last 2 years, how many times has that algorithm changed?
Oh, and that too.
Yeah, and they do it intentionally.
I have too much going on. I have too much things to make and too many words to write and things to arrange to really worry about it. I'm not saying I just get frustrated with it because it's a tail that you'll chase but you'll never catch.
There's a artist on, originally, maybe she isn't there anymore, on what used to be Twitter, and she was one of the early adopters, Zoe Keating. She's a cellist, and she said she had a phrase or a saying about the internet that just keeps running through my mind when we have these conversations. The internet is chaotic, and you have to decide how much chaos you can have in your life.
Yeah.
And at some point, you just say this much, and now I'm not. This part of my life can't be part of that chaos, right? Just for my own mental health, right? Which I think is really. I think that sort of describes the feeling I get sometimes when you're chasing an algorithm, you're chasing your tail, you're really just trying to chase somebody else's version of what success is.
Yeah,
right?
I think you can only do it for so long. And one of the things that, like, nobody particular in mind or anything, but it's like, you get to a point where you get a little bit of traction, and then you continue with that. Then you get frustrated because you're not getting the numbers and the figures that you are told by somebody else in the industry that you need to be getting. And all of a sudden your work suffers. And at the end of the day, like, if the song's no good, the song's no good. That's just it.
That's true.
So, like, I've had so many conversations with really good friends of mine who are savvy into the whole thing, being like, especially whenever we were doing promo stuff for the EP, which was a lot of fun to create all that content as well. When we had time and we had a focus to do it. I also could see, from having conversations with folks, can completely understand how people can burn out from that alone. And I don't think that's healthy in a creative space.
Well, and the mindset for the artist and the creative artist, and the mindset of the marketer or the business person is a different mindset, and they're different skill sets. And
completely, absolutely.
And so, yes, being good at another one makes it can be argued makes you less competent at the other, right?
Right, for sure.
And vice versa. So yeah, I think it's easy to become distracted, and it's very easy to be frustrated with it. So you have to sort of define what is going to be success in advance and work towards it.
100%. And I think one of the things that, a lot of artists, like, throughout the years, the centuries, one of the things that artists tend to lack in a very general way is a sense of discipline to do this kind of stuff. Like, that's not even not a new thought. A lot of times artists are chaotic, It's like there's irrational thought processes that go through your head, and it's like, I'm not going to worry about like making sure that you need to make sure you're hitting these numbers, and that's like,
Well, I've heard, what do they say? Talking about music is like dancing about architecture, right? It's
that's an amazing way to do it, Jake.
It's really, really difficult. So the art, it's something you can easily become distracted at. No question with that. And trying to use the marketing side of the brain is going to distract from the artistic side of the brain, and the two don't necessarily live well together in the same head anyway. So you try and find a team that believes in what you do and let them do that, is what it seems like to me, right? Which now we're back to the booking agent. And the 100,000 numbers. We're back to that.
Because we don't want to necessarily, I understand, like, you don't just hand it all over to someone else and say, all right, now I'm just gonna sit back and watch them. I mean, you still have to work at it, like, get that, and be actively involved in it. But it'd be just nice to have someone like that's a whole degree now. Social media, like, go to university.
Social media marketing is a wild thing.
Like, you can get a diploma, a certificate, or I think a degree in some cases.
So have you guys toured Ontario yet?
No.
Not yet.
No? So is that something that's in the future?
We'll go anywhere. We'll go absolutely anywhere. We'll go to Timbuktu and back.
When you travel, do you normally do you drive off the island, or do you fly from St. John's?
We fly, We are happy to drive. We just haven't done that yet.
Well, I think that would have to be something like if you had something in Cape Breton, and like it would have to be
I think like it's a manageable thing. We do have our sights set for the East Coast just in the next like 6 to 8 months kind of thing. Just to do stints. We've been building up contacts with the folk scenes in like PEI and the Cape Breton and Halifax, It's just got to pull the trigger on it.
Well, this coming year, May, I think it's mid-May, a little later than normal, as the ECMAs are in Sydney this year. So you could combine a little bit of a May tour with that. And Yeah, there's
That'd be
always
nice.
possibilities with it. We would often get people come who are, when there was ECMAs on the island, like even last year we got somebody who came and played here.
Yeah.
You know.
Lovely, yeah.
Yeah.
One thing about Newfoundland, especially as well, like I've noticed in the last while, is from this kind of swing around the place, is that there's a lot more kind of like these kind of off the beaten track spots starting to pop up.
Okay, yeah.
Which is really great. Which is really,
Yeah.
really interesting and really good to see it. You know.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, artists, especially if they're based on the Avalon or far, in Cornerbuck, the two extremes. you know,
Yeah.
Where it's like Newfoundland's so hard to play because there's nowhere to play. You know.
Yeah.
But that's actually not true.
Yeah.
There's loads of places to play if you speak to other folks within the scene.
Yeah.
And like be willing to venture off the beaten track and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We played a wonderful show in Pollard's Point at Riversea Lodge.
Yeah.
Places like the old cottage, the hospital.
Yeah.
Laura's Point.
Yeah.
Like these are credible venues, and they are consistently reaching out to the rest of the artists to be like, if you want a show, we are here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I don't know what it's like touring elsewhere, other than Newfoundland, but I just know like we're treated so good. Like once we get off the Avalon, like folks, they want people out there to play and they'll look after you. You know, they'll put you up and feed you and. I don't know. I can't speak for other artists, but we're pretty easygoing. We'll sleep
pretty
anywhere
easygoing,
as long as we're dry.
We have done, yeah.
Yeah. Where can people find you now? We have to talk about social media. Where can people find you online?
Everywhere.
Yeah. You're on Facebook and
Instagram.
it's Dandelion Few, all one word.
It's all at the Dandelion Few. We're on TikTok, but we're getting used to that one there now. Facebook and Instagram. What else?
YouTube.
And then all the YouTube and
Spotify,
all the streaming services.
You got a website.
Yeah.
Dandelionfew.com or .ca?
.com.
.com.
Yeah.
And all the streaming sites.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it.
Thank
God.
you.
And Dina was great. Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Boom.